Good morning, afternoon, or good evening. Today, we're going to take a look at Vision33 SXP Partner Portal, formerly called the Customer Portal. So the first thing here is I've connected to the portal. Our customers receive a company-specific URL. So this appears that it would be your own website on your own domain. The background is completely skinnable. So this would be your colors, your logo, everything would be unique here. This is all style sheet driven. And so from this login here, I can log in as one of your customers. So I'm going to log in as Mike with Acme Associates. Now, while I'm here, I can also switch over to employee login. This will give me the ability to log in as if I was a customer. So if I'm the sales rep for Acme Associates, I can use the employee login, and then I could come in as if I am Mike at Acme Associates, right? I can come in on the customer's behalf. So this allows me to put in my employee login, and I have these 5 customers that are my customers. And if I want to then go into the customer portal on behalf of Mike's Bodega or Casadena Liquor, APS Engineering, any one of these, I can then choose which one do I want to impersonate. All right, that gives me the ability to come in as a customer to perform functions for that customer. Let's go back to the more traditional one here. We're going to log into the partner portal as a customer. So we put in our user ID and our password. As you notice, there's also a forgot password option in case the customer forgets. You'll also notice there is no customer self-registration. So you control which one of your customers can log into the portal. Now, upon login, I'm presented with these different quadrants. I see all of my quotes, not just open ones, but these are my most recent quotes, my most recent orders. Again, these are hyperlinks where I can drill down into the quote, drill down into the order. I can see my most recent shipments. Again, some of these are closed, some are open. And then I can see the most recent invoices. I also can see most recent payments and then any outstanding credit memos. That's what I've chosen to see as a customer when I connect to the partner portal. Now, up on the top right here, start on the far right, this gives me the ability to view my current balance with you guys. If I'm an employee, I can change business partner, which this doesn't show up if you're just a customer's logging in. I can change my password and log out. And that's pretty much the capabilities you give your customers. When your customer logs in, though, they have this marketing blurb up here. In this case here, this launches an AI chat bot. So I could begin to answer customer questions without having to engage my support department yet, if that's important. I can also close this, and it just becomes a ribbon at the top that I can show at any time. This is completely user definable. So this would be your marketing, your specials, news about your company and business, that kind of thing. So this is all completely user definable here. Same thing with what the customer sees. This too is user definable. You guys can, if you want, you can, if you don't use quotes, all of this could be removed, right? And changed around. You can add charts and graphs, those kinds of things. The customer can't, of course, but you can. All right. So as a customer then, I can place a service call. So if I'm having an issue with a product or service I received, I can go ahead and put in a subject, a priority, put a description, attach a file or a photograph. Maybe something was damaged in delivery, and then I can create the service call. So that's one of the nice features there. This one over here gives me the ability as a customer to pay online. So if I click this icon here to pay online, this shows all of my open invoices. And I can go ahead and select those invoices that I want to go ahead and pay. And then at the bottom here, I've got 2 options. I can make an ACH payment, and there is a setup for this, and I'll show you this in a minute here, where you can define your gateway and configure the partner portal to work with your gateway. And then also, if your customer wants the mileage points on their credit card, they can also pay by credit card. This will take you into one of two shopping carts. If I select to make ACH payment, then it's going to prompt me for my routing number and everything else needed for an an ACH payment. If I'm paying by credit card, then of course, this will, all be the credit card details. So that's another feature here is your customers can pay online. The third option is that if needed, your customers can place a quote. So they're not sure they want an order. They just want a price check. So if your customer comes up here and presses the create a quote button, it takes you into the quote form where they can begin putting in what do they want to quote on. Now, they don't have to know the item numbers. In this case here, they want a printer. So I can simply key in something like printer, and it narrows down all of my items that either have printer in the ID or in the description. Now, this is all query driven. So this could also go out and look at business partner cross-reference numbers, customer part numbers as well. In this case here, they want the rainbow printer. They want one, and they want it shipped to their head office. And we'll go ahead and select OK. As you know, Business One supports multiple ship to locations. And so one quote or one order can ship to multiple locations. Now, of course, they also need some paper for their printer. So we're going to key in paper here. We're going to bring up some printed paper. Now, here's an example where this item can be sold in multiple units of measure. Do you want a pack? Do you want a 6-pack, a carton? In this case here, they want a carton that's also going to the head office. And we'll select OK. You see it's got the unit of measure here now as well. And again, if I change my mind, I can change it. If I go back to a pack, you see how this was automatically priced appropriately for a pack. PO number, this could be an optional or mandatory field. Special instructions if needed. You can expand this box and put in as many instructions that might be needed on this delivery. As an example, we might put something in here. Deliveries around back after 6 a.m. If we scroll to the bottom, this defaulted in the customer's preferred shipping method, although this could be changed if needed. They could put some notes in here. If I click refresh totals, if there are any discounts or anything else a customer qualifies for, those will be brought in. I don't have to hit refresh totals. I would only hit this if I want to view that here. When I click submit quote, it'll also refresh the totals automatically. So let's go ahead and let's submit a quote. This quote then goes directly into SAP Business One real time. It's not printed out or nobody has to import it or run a batch process. That quote is now sitting inside of SAP Business One. So your customer now has the ability to print that quote themselves and have that for their own files. All right, so that's a quick look at putting in a quote. Now, I also want to place an order. I want to show you that as well. Here, we'll come in and we'll do the same kind of, actually, no, we're going to do it a different way here. And let me back up a little bit. If we go to the main menu, in my reports menu, you'll see all orders, invoices. These are all reports that you can decide to give your customer. And they can also get to the reports from the front page here. So as an example, let's go view the quotes. So this it's going to show me a quote we just entered in a second ago. And here's our quote right here. Now, I have the ability, if I want to go in and change that quote, it's up to you whether you want your customers to be able to edit it. But they can even approve the quotes internally on your customer site. They can set up their own approval process. But if your customer is ready to move forward, they don't have to call you. They don't have to call you and say, hey, I want to move forward on this quote. They can simply copy it to an order just like that. So now what we've done is we've eliminated your customers or eliminated your sales reps from having to key in quotes and then convert those quotes to an order. We've now taken that out and put that on the customer's responsibility. I'm now in a review order process. I can review my order details here. And if this looks good, we submit the order. So now what we've done here as a customer, we've submitted a quote, we got a price check, we decided to move forward, And then we copied our own quote over into an order. I now have an order sitting inside of SAP Business One. Now, as a customer, I want to show you another way to place an order here. So let's go back up into placing another order. And we're going to scroll to the bottom and we're going to click on a button called Add Multiple Items. Now, what Add Multiple Items does is this looks at my customer's purchase history and it shows everything my customer has purchased in the past. It even includes images, right? This is a shopping cart. It's a dynamic shopping cart that only shows your customer what they've purchased in the past. So this time here, I can say, you know, I need 2 more of these batteries and I need another one of this disinfectant. If that all looks good, I can finalize order. And I've now created a sales order based on previous items I've bought from you in the past. If this all looks good, you'll notice here, I'm not going to refresh totals. I'm just going to click submit order. It'll automatically refresh totals for me, grab any applied discounts, and that order comes into the system. Okay, lastly, they can get into a shopping cart, which shows based on any sales orders they might be in the middle of and then come back to later. And of course, have that capability as well. A customer can start building a shopping cart and then log out and come back to it later and still have that cart available. Okay, now let's go back to the Launchpad here, the main window. We see we've put our quote in now, and we've created our new order here. Here's our new order. Now, what we're going to do at this point is let's talk about the reporting. So if I slide in the main menu here, you've got 2 sections to your menu. You have the favorites. These are things that I do most often. I pay my balance, I look at my aging, I look at my orders, and then inventory ordering. This is a report that basically shows me a shopping cart of inventory, the most common items I buy from you. And I can simply also click add to cart, and then it'll start building a shopping cart for me. And when I'm ready, I can check out, and that creates an order. Okay, now let's go back to our main menu here. But let's say that maybe the customer, they want to view all their invoices. They're viewing their invoices quite a bit. So if I click on the star button here, you see how that added all invoices over here to my favorites. And that's all it is. This is your quick launch pad. Now I'm going to jump over here to the main menu and let's talk about some of these things here. We've talked about the ability to place an order, pay an invoice, place a quote. Under the billing tab, this gives me the ability to run an aging. So if I want to run an AR aging and see how much I owe you and how much is due, this shows me a total of the aging buckets here. So I can see I've got a balance due. Let's go back. And that's an aging report. Now, I can also look at my credit memos, and then I can also generate my own statement. And those are available under the billing section. Under the order section, same thing. I can view my orders, view my quotes. I can look at any unapproved orders and any unapproved quotes. And then lastly, if we go to reports here, I can view some reports. Now, what makes this partner portal really unique is that you have the ability inside of SAP to add additional reports into the SXP Partner Portal. And when you do that, they're simple queries. You're using the query generator to create reports for the partner portal. When you do that, there are some variables you can use in your reports that represent your customer name. And when you put that into the query, then these reports will be unique for each customer that runs them. So as an example, I've got one here, inventory details and availability. So you saw on this report here, the shopping cart report, nowhere are we displaying how much is available. So if I want to, I can click on my inventory details and availability report, and that'll go out and run a report that'll show me my inventory availability. And here we go. So on my inventory details and availability, I have all of my items grouped by item group. There I can open it up, see my honey versus my other items. I can see my beverages versus my beer. And that's just the way that I've chosen to see this report. There are other options here. I can just simply go to all items. And now I'm looking at all of my items without any kind of grouping. Now, if I do want to create some groupings, then it's a simple drag and drop. And I've now grouped everything by item group. Now, if I want to go even further, I can add a secondary group, a third group, a fourth group, and so forth. I'm going to remove that group here, but that's an example of how you can group things. Now, I might also do this by warehouse. I want to group inventory by warehouse. Where I'm using numbers here, you could be using actual location names. And now a customer can view inventory in what warehouse is closest to them. And they can view not only how many's on hand and on order, but they can view, their price versus the retail price. This is using the customer's price list. Now, what we've done here is we've changed our report. We've grouped by warehouse. If I like the way this report looks, then I can go ahead and memorize it. And this is where I can save this report layout, and I might call it all items by warehouse. And I could decide if I want to make that available for other users within my company, not other companies, but other users within my company. Being the giving person that I am, I'm going to go ahead and allow that. And there we go. And now you can see I can jump from desired view to the desired view. There's all items, and then I can go back to all items by warehouse, which is the new grouping we just created. So that's a quick look at some of the reports. Now, you do get different types of reports. That was a grid report. They can also get pivot tables, and here's a good example of my wine menu. One of the things that I offer my customers is I offer them points based on their sales. And every so often I allow my customer to go out and pick a bottle of wine. And that's an example where I've got a menu here, a menu item that's very unique to my business. And these are things that you guys will be able to do with the SXP Partner Portal. Now, the SXP part, the Saltbox part, where that comes into play here is that you have the ability to also add in to the customer portal your own data entry screens. So if you want the ability to add in, I don't know, some sort of, create their own opportunity or something like that, an activity form to let you know the check's in the mail. These are things you're able to do with the SXP portal. Now, what I'm going to do here is we're going to jump into SAP real quick. And let's take a look at the SXP Partner Portal from the back end. This is how you administrate the portal. So I'm in SAP Business One 10.0 HANA. And this will work again, whether you're on HANA or SQL, doesn't matter. You'd be on 9.3, any patch release of 9.3, 10.0. It's very flexible as to the release levels. But what we're going to do here is when you sign up with the employee or the partner portal, you get a new add-on. And this add-on here, where it's the SXP Manager add-on. So we're going to start that extension. And this allows me to administrate the partner portal directly from SAP Business One, which is really nice. And it means I don't have to do double the work. I can do it all from inside of SAP. Let me apply my authorization real quick just to make sure I've got all the security I need to show you guys this. And it's really a neat feature. So we're going to go to the SXP Manager add-on where we manage the SXP Partner Portal. And we'll start here with administration. And let's go into the Partner Portal config. This is where you can configure the Partner Portal to work the way you want it to work for your customers. You can enable a single sign-on. This is where we set up the SMTP mailer. The customers can email themselves their order acknowledgments and whatnot. And so by setting this up with your email provider, it makes that possible. This is where we configure the gateway for credit card purchases. So when a customer wants to pay by gateway, this is where we come in here and we set it up. And we can do this for multi-currencies, as well as we can support multiple gateways. If I open up this list, you can see this list is pretty extensive. So odds are we probably have the gateway that you're using today if you are accepting credit card payments. Next, there's a determination here whether you want your customers to be able to place service calls. If you do, then you enable the service call processing, and then you decide, do you want to allow your customers to add attachments to those service calls? Lastly, on the shipping tab, this is where we configure your different shipping providers, their URL, and the API expressions. So when your customer is in the employee portal, let me go back here. When your customer is in the customer portal, and let's go back to the dashboard area here. But when they're looking at their orders, or their deliveries, any delivery that's been shipped, this gives us the ability to encode hard-coded tracking. So from the partner portal, your customer will be able to click on a delivery, and depending on how it's configured here, it'll track that delivery for them all the way back to the trading partner. Now, I think I got logged out, so I let it sit too long here. There is an automatic timeout. So we're going to go back to the SXP Partner Portal. Here we go. So when we look at the deliveries here, this reference number, if we take the time to complete this part of the form, then your customers will be able to click on that tracking number, and this will take them right into the shipment tracking. They won't need to call you for details. So that's the administration setup there. And then there are some setups for the order pad here. Let's go look at those. This for the partner portal. Do you allow your customer to put in a custom address? And this is part of the fraud prevention. You know, if somebody gets a hold of a customer login, they could order something and it could get shipped to their, their home address. And so this is part of fraud prevention. Do you allow custom addresses or not? Do you allow creating orders? Do you allow creating quotes? Can customers edit orders and edit quotes? Quick add entry. This is a query use that displays the customer's purchase history. You could even include special, specials, current specials and campaign specials, your marketing specials you're having in that query. Do you want to notify sales reps of new orders and quotes that come in through the partner portal? This would generate alerts. So again, a lot of options here. It's very configurable to set up. The other thing to mention on the partner portal is that you guys will have the ability to completely manage all of the reports on the partner portal platform. So these are all of the reports. If I drill down into a report here called My Sales Report, all of these reports have full user security. So you've got different roles. Your customers belong to different roles. And even within customers, different users with the same customer could actually belong to different security roles and see different things. For example, a sales rep for customer XYZ might only be able to see sales-related data, whereas an accounting person for customer XYZ, they might be able to see both sales and accounting data. But here's where you can add your own reports into the partner portal. So you guys will have the ability to completely manage that menu you see here in the partner portal. If I bring this up and I open up my reports menu, that's what we're seeing right here. These are all of those reports. And I have the ability then to, there's my wine menu and my special inventory report. They're all here. So again, you'll have the ability to add additional reports into the SXP Partner Portal. Okay, that should give you a pretty good idea of how the SXP Partner Portal works. To finish this off, we're going to jump into our last sales order. We'll use our VCR keys up here to bring in my last record. And here is the sales order from Mike's Bodega we took today. Today's the 15th. We can see down here. And here are the batteries we purchased and the disinfectant that we just purchased from our previous purchase history. If we open up sales quotes, bring in our last record, here's the quote for our printer and our paper. So you can see that those objects have made it into Business One from the SXP Partner Portal. That's all I have for you today. I want to thank you for watching.